Welcome to EPG Pathshala. In this module, we will discuss about marine pollution. After studying this session, the students will be able to explain the importance of oceans, the classification of oceans, the importance of oceans, as well as they will be able to understand the sources, impacts and control of marine pollution. So as we know, life on earth originated in the oceans, and oceans are home to a unique ecosystems and supports a large biodiversity including many marine organisms. 71% of our planet Earth's surface is covered by water, and approximately 97.5% is covered by the oceans, and rest of 2.5% are the freshwater resources. So although all oceans are interlinked, but predominantly they are classified geographically into 5 major oceans including Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Southern Ocean. The largest ocean is the Pacific Ocean with a depth of 10,803 meters, and the smallest ocean is the Arctic Ocean with a depth of 5,507 meters. Oceans mainly composed of salts and dissolved ionic substances and are mainly containing sodium, magnesium, chloride and sulfate ions, etc. Minorly, they are composed of bicarbonates, carbonates, fluoride and bromide ions. The importance of oceans. Oceans and seas are very valuable for us, and they contain 99% of living space on earth. As water cycle is maintained by the ocean, and water cycle regulation is done as the vast amounts of water evaporate from the ocean surface, rising into the atmosphere as water vapor. When this vapor collides with colder air, it condenses and precipitates to form clouds and rain. Oceans also help in the temperature and weather control. The surface of ocean absorbs over half the heat reaching the earth from the sun. By distributing this heat around the world, ocean currents are extremely important in determining the climate of the world's continents. They are the oxygen producers, as phytoplanktons are tiny marine plants and estimated to produce over half the oxygen that human and all other terrestrial and aquatic animals breathe. Similarly, other green plants in the oceans which perform photosynthesis produce oxygen. Oceans also act as sinks of carbon dioxide. As they are producers of oxygen, they require carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. Ocean waters have the capacity to absorb vast amounts of greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide and other gases, and thus have helped to buffer global warming and climate change. Nearly half the CO2 produced by human activities in the last 200 years has dissolved into the ocean. Like land plants, the microscopic algae known as phytoplanktons use carbon dioxide for their growth, and after their death, this carbon dioxide sinks as organic matter to the bottom of the ocean, hence keeping it out of the atmosphere. And major factor governing the rate of uptake of CO2 by the oceans is the pace at which global CO2 emissions are increasing over time. Approximately 2.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide is absorbed by the oceans annually, mainly as bicarbonates. Oceans are the major producers of fisheries. Many countries depend for seafood on oceans, and variety of marine food like fishes, crabs, snails are present in these waters. India has more than 10% of global biodiversity. In terms of fish and shellfish species, Indian fisheries constitutes about 6.3% of global fish production. The sector contributes to 1.1% of the gross domestic product of our country. Oceans are home to a wide variety of organisms, hence supports biodiversity. Coral reefs, estuaries, salt marshes, mangrove and seagrass beds are just a few of the ocean environments which support a large number of different species of organisms, that is biodiversity. Oceans also provide us many natural resources. The ocean floor is not only habitat for the organisms that live on the bottom, but commercially important as well. The continental shelves and ocean floor are home to many important minerals including oil and natural gas. The major reserves are found off the Mumbai coast, the richest oil field of the country known as Bombay High, which is 115 km from the shore. Many thousands of square kilometers of deep sea floor are covered by metal bearing nodules. They contain primarily manganese but also nickel, cobalt and copper, which makes them economically promising. Oceans are also transportation routes. They provide convenient shipping routes. Around 90% of all trade between countries is carried by ships. The transport includes everything from food and fuel to construction materials, chemicals, as well as household items. The oceans are very important to our economy also. Revenue related to the ocean is generated through kelp, food, recreation, shipping, and biomedical products. Now we will discuss about the marine pollution. As we know, marine pollution has become one of the largest and conflicting subjects which often result in threats to marine ecosystems, human health, and other food sources. Marine waters are continuously degraded by both point as well as non-point sources. According to a group of experts on the scientific aspects of marine pollution, that is GESAMP 1991, a United Nations body defined the marine pollution as the introduction by man directly or indirectly of substances or energy to the marine environment, resulting in deleterious effects such as hazards to human health, hindrance to marine activities, impairment of the quality of seawater for various uses, and reduction of amenities. Many sources are responsible for the pollution in seas and oceans. The major part of marine pollution comes from the land, that is dumping of garbage and sewage, which contributes 30%, through the atmosphere as air pollutants, which contributes 20%, from farm runoff. Maritime transportation contributes 10%, as well as industrial wastewater, which also contributes 10%. Offshore oil drilling and litter also make up the rest of 10% sources of marine pollution. The runoff from land includes the rivers carry different waste material from the land which ends up in the oceans. The major load of pollutants come from industrial and urban sewage systems that are dumped in the rivers. These runoff contain high amounts of phosphorus and nitrogen from agricultural and industrial sources. It can lead to the problem of eutrophication, in which influx of nutrients causes algal blooms and imbalance in the marine ecosystem. Dust particles coming from metal ore and metal mines also wash away in the rivers. Large chunks of plastic that are being dumped along the coast and in rivers floats along the oceanic gyres, which concentrate debris in the different oceans. Large chunks of plastic that are being dumped along the coast and in rivers floats along the oceanic gyres, which concentrate debris in the different oceans. Plastic material is the main killer of life in the ocean. Atmospheric pollution also contributes to the sources of marine pollution, as atmosphere also forms a way for the pollutants to reach the ocean. Lighter dust fractions and debris is blown towards the ocean by wind. A great number of dust particles will carry metal traces which are spread out this way. The greenhouse gases which are causing warming of the earth also raises the temperature in the oceans. The increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere contributes to ocean acidification as a secondary consequence. Combustion processes also produce significant amount of sulfur dioxides and nitrous oxides, which will increase the occurrence of acid rain as well. Ships are also the major sources of marine pollution, as ships' engines along with the incineration of garbage produce carbon dioxide, sulfur oxides, and nitrous oxides, which will also contribute to warming. Cooling systems may still be operating on freons and other CFCs and sometimes halon gases. Therefore, subsequent escape of these gases to stratosphere can cause depletion of ozone layer. Ballast water also causes marine pollution, as during unloading of cargo, certain amount of oil remains adhered to the walls of container, and this may amount to 800 metric ton in a 2 lakh metric ton tanker. The ballast water is thus contaminated with oil, and fresh cargo of oil is to be loaded. These compartments are cleaned, with which discharges the dirty ballast along with oil into the sea. Bilged water also contribute to marine pollution, as bilge is a specific compartment designed to capture all water which is waste that doesn't drain off the side of the deck. Depending on the ship's design and function, bilge water may contain water, oil, urine, detergents, solvents, chemicals, and other materials. Cleaning of this tank releases a vast quantity of pollutants to the ocean. Biological contamination can occur when ballast water is taken up. It is bound to contain a number of microscopic life forms such as algae and larval forms of invertebrates that belong to the specific region of the ship resides in. Their habitat also get destructed due to the ship activities. Ship accidents like oil spills from the ships containing crude oil causes marine pollution. An accidental oil spillage can cause large damage, as crude oil mainly contains different hydrocarbon molecules. Crude oil lasts for years in the sea and is extremely toxic to marine life. These are some major ship accidents which occurred at different locations in the world. The most popular ship accident is Exxon Valdez oil tanker, which occurred in the year 1989 in United States, Prince William Sound, Alaska. In this ship accident, the 11 out of 53 million gallon cargo of crude oil was dispersed on the surface of the sea, killing 900 bald eagles, 250,000 seabirds and 2,800 sea otters and many other marine animals. Another oil tanker also occurred accident in the year 1993 in Strait of Malacca to Indian Nicobar Islands, in which oil slicks spread from the entrance to the Strait of Malacca to within 20 nanometer of the Indian Nicobar Islands. In India also two major accidents occurred in the year 2011 and 2017. In 2011, in Mumbai uranium pipeline spill occurred in India in Mumbai Arabian Sea, in which more than 800 tons of the oil was spilled on the sea surface. A cargo ships also collided in the Chennai on Ennore coast in the year 2017, in which oil spillage across the whole Ennore coast covered the surface of the sea. Deep ocean mining also contributes to the marine pollution, as ocean floor is a major natural resource which provides us many minerals like silver, gold, copper, cobalt and zinc, and creates sulfide deposits up to 1400 to 3700 meters down into the ocean. It causes damage to the lowest parts of the ocean, as ocean mining is done on the ocean floor deep in the oceans, and increases the toxicity in the ocean waters, which affects the marine life. It also leads to corrosion, leaking and oil spills that further inhibit the ecosystem functioning in the marine ecosystem. Now we will discuss about the impacts of marine pollution. The pollution in the oceans can cause many types of problems to marine organisms as well as human beings, and can affect the economy of the country. The effect of toxic waste on marine animals includes like oil spill is threatening to marine life in one way or the other. It spreads over the surface of water to form a thin film called as oil slick. It prevents sunlight from reaching to marine plants under the ocean and affects the process of photosynthesis. Skin irritation, eye irritation, lung and liver problems can impact marine life over long periods of time. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, that is NOAA 2017, the oil spilled in the ocean, if get on fur-bearing mammals or birds, get oil on their fur or feathers, it causes difficulty for them in flying or moving properly and in maintaining the body temperature or in feeding. The oil washes up on the beaches and contaminates nesting areas and feeding grounds of the animals. Marine mammals may ingest this oil, which can poison them. Birds often clean their plumage by pruning and consume oil during this process, which can cause intestinal, renal and liver failure. Ocean pollution also causes disruption to the cycle of coral reefs. The coral reefs are the productive ecosystems and offer many benefits to the people. These coral reefs are threatened by the sediments from deforestation carried by the runoff and agricultural and industrial chemicals reaching through river discharges. For example, River Ganga is estimated to carry 1.5 billion tons of sediments per year due to deforestation and intensive farming in India, Bangladesh and Nepal, through which it flows to Bay of Bengal. As heavy oil weathers or get mixed with the sand or sediment, it can become dense enough to sink below the ocean surface and smoother corals below. Once oil comes into contact with corals, it can kill them or impede their reproduction, growth, behavior and development. Moreover, ocean acidification due to high carbon dioxide absorption causes a reduction in the pH levels, which will decrease coral growth and their structural integrity. Ocean pollution depletes the oxygen content in water. The greatest quantity of debris in the ocean remains in the ocean for years as it doesn't decompose and uses oxygen as it degrades slowly. As a result, oxygen levels decrease in the ocean. When oxygen levels falls down, it affects the survival of marine animals like sharks, dolphins, whales, turtles and penguins for long time. Most of the plastic debris present on ocean surface remains floating for years. As it doesn't decompose rapidly, it leads to depletion in oxygen level in the marine water. The waste dumped into the oceans contain toxic substances that soak in all the oceanic oxygen, and this leads to the depletion of oxygen available in oceans, which cause marine animals to die in their natural habitat. Marine pollution also affects the food chain, as chemicals used in agriculture and industries get washed into the rivers from runoff loss and carried into the oceans. These chemicals couldn't get dissolved or sink at the bottom of ocean. Small animals ingest these chemicals and are later eaten by larger animals, which then affect the whole food chain. Bioaccumulation in food chain can also result in loss of species biodiversity. Animals from the impacted food chain are then eaten by humans, which affect their health as toxins from these contaminated animals get deposited in the tissues of people and can lead to birth defects or long-term health problems, as the case of Minamata disease in Japan in 1956, in which the fish contaminated by methyl mercury poisoning leads to the death of many human beings. Ocean acidification and eutrophication are also the problems caused by marine pollution. Toxic chemicals makes our oceans more acidic. Again, this makes them poisonous to marine life and causes harm to fish and marine mammals as well as marine plants and corals. Apart from causing eutrophication, a large amount of organic waste can also result in the development of red tides. These are phytoplankton blooms because of which the whole area is discolored. For example, Dead Sea in Israel. Despite its name, the sea is home to a variety of microorganisms like salt-tolerant unicellular green alga known as Dunaliella and red archaea. This alga flourishes when the sea is slightly diluted, but therefore an influx of less salty water would trigger algal blooms, and the effect would be enhanced by the addition of fertilizers containing phosphates and nitrates. Now let's discuss about the control of marine pollution. Marine pollution should be controlled to protect the marine animals and to maintain the balance in the ecosystem. Here are some ways to remove the marine debris and contaminants from the oceans. Toxic pollutants from industries and sewage treatment plants should not be discharged in coastal waters. Runoff from non-point sources should be prevented to reach coastal areas. Dumping of toxic, hazardous and sewage sludge should be banned. Developmental activities on coastal areas should be minimized. Oil and grease from service stations should be processed for reuse, and oil ballast should not be dumped into the sea. Double hull tankers should be adopted. These tanker ship hulls are with double layers of watertight hull surface. The inner and outer layers of the hull are on the bottom as well as sides of the tanker ships. The double layer construction helps in reducing the risks of marine pollution during collision, grounding and any other form of ship's hull damage. Ecologically sensitive coastal areas should be protected by not allowing drilling nearby shores. Some methods can be adopted to remove the pollutants like oil from the ocean water, including introduction of sewage treatment plants to reduce biological oxygen demand of final product before discharging into sea. Cleaning oil from surface waters and contaminated beaches can be accelerated through the use of chemical dispersants which can be sprayed on the oil. Load on top system reduces oil pollution cleaned with high pressure jets of water. Crude oil washing includes the clingage is removed by jets of crude oil while the cargo is being unloaded. Skimming of the oil surface can be done with a suction device and spreading a high density powder over the oil spill so that oil can be sunk to the bottom. So in this module we have learnt about the problem of marine pollution and the various sources of marine pollution like oil spillage and the debris and the direct discharges of waste material and substances from the industries, factories as well as human activities. So these oil spillages and the waste materials remain floating for the years in the oceans and affects the marine life as well as our biodiversity. Sometimes the marine animals ingest this oil and the waste substances, or it can cause gastrointestinal problems to them. Sometimes the limbs and fins of marine animals get trapped with that debris and plastic materials, and it can cause problem for them in movements. It can cause problem in movements of the marine animals, due to which they can sink to the bottom of the sea and sometimes leads to their death. So it is our duty to control the marine pollution. We can individually do not put the debris nearby shores or on the coastal areas, and we should adopt some methods before discharging the waste substances into the sea. Like, we can control marine pollution by individually as well as combining all other efforts. If there is problem or accidental oil spillage or introduction of any toxic substance, it can be removed from the oceans, because oceans have a large surface area rather than any pond or lake, and which is very problematic to clean such a large surface area. So it is our duty to maintain our oceans, to maintain its biological properties for our life, for the marine animals as well as for the future generations. Thank you.